What's up, everyone? In this video, we're going to be breaking down how to counter the RPO pump fake glitch, where the quarterback can pump fake on the RPO and then they can run, and your zones and your man coverage don't really react to the QB, so it's tough to tackle. Now, I'm going to be going over a way to counter it. It's not an absolute stop in the backfield like -5 yards every time. It's not that. But I think it does do a good job of countering it, of containing it. You can get some tackles for loss, but you might give up a few yards here or there as well. And I mean, they might get like a play where they do break one because it's just that good. But for the most part, it's going to do a really good job of containing it. And this is the best way that I found from the lapping that I've done against it. Now, I want to talk about the subs that we've made on this Packers defense, just because you want to have speed. Now, when I actually I recorded clips with a friend who jumped in the game just to show it, so I didn't have to use two controllers, because it's really hard to show the glitch and stopping it with two controllers. So I had a friend jump in and show that. I actually forgot to make the sub, so we didn't even have our fastest players at every spot, and it still did a pretty good job of containing it once we actually found the defense that we really liked against it. But here I'm just showing who we subbed in. I want to have safeties at linebacker. I put Eric Stokes at slot corner, who's their fastest corner. And then Amos, who is like the main player on this, if they break to the right, like away from the wide receivers, is only 91 speed. And Lamar, who has Escape Artist, is 96 speed. And when you add Escape Artist to this RPO glitch, it makes it really, really, really good. So I actually kind of wanted the defense to be at a disadvantage. If I had like 99 speed there, it would be a little bit unrealistic, because the quarterback likely might be just as fast or faster than your corners, depending on who you have out there. So this is the team that we put on the field. And then I want to go into coach adjustments. I have baseline and I have option defense conservative. I'm not even 100% sure if option defense conservative does anything. Baseline is just the alignment. I feel like that helps a little bit, but ultimately it doesn't matter that much. Now, one thing I did want to talk about is your zone drop. So I did say zones won't really play the QB, but you can have them sitting at the line of scrimmage if you put them on zero. So like if we have a curl flat out there, it'll be on zero. It'll just kind of stand at the line of scrimmage. And then if you put it on 5, a little bit further back, etc. So depending on what you have out there, like if you had a yellow out there, which we don't in this defense, you can put it on 0 or 5. But that's something you can play with on your own. Again, I was doing this on default, and it was okay, because the main thing that's going to be stopping it is spies. So here's the play call. It's actually going to be 3 double buzz, because we're going to be putting both of our safeties in spies. Now, we're going to be using gun trips tight end, just because it's a super effective passing formation this year. So when mixed in with this RPO, it can be really, really good. If you play someone that's mixing this in with really good passing, it's going to be really tough to stop. So this defense is mainly going to be for people that are like running this most of the time, because it's not going to be the best pass defense. Now, it's not going to give a free touchdown if they streak or anything, but it could definitely give up. It can definitely give up some pathways, because it's not going to be the greatest coverage. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing, I'm pinching my line, and I'm crashing out, and then I'm moving these players out in spies. Now, if the non-tight end side is to the wide side, you're going to want to move this player out and down like even further to the wide side, and then here down and outside as well. So like right here, then you blitz your user. This is basically what it was looking like. My apologies. I just wanted to make one quick note here before we continue with the video. You're going to want to user this linebacker that's opposite of where the pass is going to. So for example, this play, the bubble screen is going to the left. You're going to want to use the right middle linebacker. Now, they're all 3 are technically middle linebackers, including this player who's backed up right now. Sometimes they'll back up, sometimes they'll stay in the box, but they're in a deep blue, so they don't really matter too much for this setup as far as stopping the RPO. But you're going to want to use the linebacker that's opposite of where the pass is going to. So if this was flipped and the bubble screen was going to the right, or whether it's like a lookie with a different route, wherever the pass would be going towards, you want to use the opposite. So if they were on the right side, if they were passing to the right, you'd want to use the left linebacker. Now, the last thing I want to note here before we get back to the video is you want this other linebacker that you're not using to be blitzing. And a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot of times. I'd say about 50-50, depending on if they flip or not and how the alignment looks. This other outside linebacker will be blitzing in the play art, the regular play art. But if you happen to have to use the other linebacker, then you'll have to blitz this player. So I just wanted to note that for you. Now, that player just left the contain, but that's okay. So that's just what I wanted to note, where you're using and blitzing the outside linebacker. Well, excuse me, it's the middle linebacker, but the other outside middle linebacker. Hope that makes sense. I did also put this in the notes, so just in case I didn't make perfect sense while describing this in the video, I did try to write it up in the notes in a way that made sense as well. So feel free to look at that. Now let's jump back to this video. Now it's not showing my blitz. Let me see if I can pinch and make it show up. All right, it's not showing up, but that's okay. That's just because the play art's not working. My user is in a blitz here, and I'm going to show you how it works. So when they hike the ball, I'm going to try to use 2 controllers. you want to send these spies by clicking the right stick. So pump fake, right stick. Ah, I paused it. All right, I didn't show it at all. Now, if I don't get it right in this 2 controllers, you will see that, and I have 4 clips that I'm going to be putting in at the end of the video showing it actually working properly. But I'm going to try to get you one here with my 2 controllers. Basically, what you want to do is, I'll go to the replay here. What you want to do is you want to send these spies ASAP. So as soon as they hike the ball and you see this the RPO, you start clicking the right stick. And as soon as you do that, they're going to shoot down at a nice little angle to the outside, right at the QB. Like they're going to, like I noticed when I was blitzing my players, which they will react to the RPO as well. They kind of just run way inside towards the running back. They play the running back. But the spies, they played the QB and they ran kind of at a nice angle, forcing Lamar further and further closer to the sideline. So I'm going to try to get you one where I do it right. Again, I'm using 2 controllers, so I'm trying to pump fake to make sure Lamar keeps it, but then I'm also trying to click the right stick to send these spies. So we'll give it a shot here. And this is where this is actually what it's supposed to like. Now, I feel like actually when this player was in the contain, it was better. So if you move them, they're not going to be on the contain. I don't know why I felt like the contain was better. It might not make any difference at all. Now I can't get them back in, but so if you don't move them, they'll be in the contain. Excuse me. And all right, I'm going to try this again here. Pump fake. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut. I'll get this right for you. I want you all to see it. I got all the information that I wanted to you. Now I want you to see it. All right, we're set back up again. I'm going to try this. Again, I need to pump fake and click the right stick at the same time. Click, 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 click. Okay, that's decent. That's decent. So it's going to be a little bit quicker because, again, I'm having to switch from using my hand to pump fake to the right stick to send. But basically, that's kind of what it's going to look like. So they're going to go right now. As soon as I saw, okay, that's an RPO, right? As soon as you could tell, you start clicking that right stick, and then they start attacking the QB. Now, I'm a little late, so he's kind of running inside. That's what the spy's going to do. They're going to work their way to the inside. But once I actually do click that right stick, they start pursuing. And now, if I was using the player at the quarterback better too, I would be at further outside. They're going to be sprinting here, but this player is going to do a good job of containing. You'll see that on the clips. Now, I don't want to waste any more of your time showing it in my 2 controller, I guess, practice mode setup and play now here, because it's not really showing it effectively how it works. I'm going to show you the 4 clips, and then we'll come back into this play now just to close it out. All right, so as we close out here, there's just a couple of last notes that I wanted to make. First about alignment, the second about blitzing players instead of spying them, just to show you what it looks like, and then show a gun doubles, which is just a different alignment, different blocking, stuff like that. So gun trips tight end, we'll just start with that. And then there's 3 double buzz. First, if you're on this hash, if the trips tight end's to the wide hash, the trips is to the wide side, you're going to need to move this corner on the outside out if you're in that base alignment that I recommended. And if you don't trust the corner to not get beat deep, you probably want to back them off a few yards. They shouldn't really affect the stopping of the quarterback running too much. If you do trust them to be pressed, you could move them up here. Just to be safe, I'd probably move them back. Especially if you don't have your zone drop set, it'll default, so it'll press. This is assuming they call a different different pass play. It could get beat deep. So just something that you want to note. And if they do have zone drop set, it won't press, but you can still get beat deep. So just want to note that. The other thing is blitzing these players. So I did notice actually after playing the games with my friend, just doing this in practice mode, or actually my practice mode version to play now, that blitzing the players from this angle actually is pretty solid at stopping the quarterback. When I was practicing before with the pressed version of this, it wasn't great. So like if they were like this, like all the way down, they wouldn't take the best angles. But if they're backed off, it wasn't bad. So if you wanted to blitz these players, you could do that as well. Now, I will note that it's not going to be as good of a pass defense if they do call a regular pass, because the spies could actually help you. You could send one of them and you still have a spy out there for their quarterback running. Blitz thing, this is just going to be a really delayed, like, I don't even know if it's going to come in, but it'll be a super delayed blitz. So I'm not sure how good it would be against a real pass, but you can blitz them. If like this is all they're running, you can blitz them like this. So I'll try to show it now. So like they take a decent angle. And that's basically now I was able to run around because they can't click on or anything. I wasn't really using. But that's basically how the spies look when you send them. But if you don't have to worry about sending them with the right stick, like you could blitz them like this. And that's basically what it looks like. So it's not bad. But if you have him pressed, it's not going to do nearly as well. It's going to take a lot worse angle. So that's solid. That's one thing I just wanted to know for you. If you wanted to blitz them, if you really wanted to just kind of only play that and not worry about the pass, you could blitz the players. Now I just want to look at gun doubles. Just to show you a different alignment, but I would still do it the same way. Spying these players. Like this. Something like that. Again, pretty much the same thing. Oh, you would blitz your user. On this play, I'm actually using the incorrect linebacker. As I noted in the clip that I inserted earlier, you want to be using the middle linebacker on the outside that is opposite of where the pass would go. And the pass would be going to the right here. That slant is on the right side, and the tight end is on a flat to the right side. So you'd want to be using the left middle linebacker, the left of screen middle linebacker, and then blitzing that right of screen middle linebacker. So I made a mistake going into this play. But the blocking is going to be a little bit better on the left side here, so they'd probably try to run to the left. But again, the spy should do a good job. Oh, and I accidentally passed it. We'll end on that because the two controllers, no good. Again, this defense is not perfect. It's not like absolutely foolproof, but it's pretty solid. So I hope this is helpful for you. I hope it'll help you get some stops against this glitch.